Alright, so I just woke up from a dream, and it's really my mind just giving me a reality check. I think that when I got into sales, I tried to sell a vacuum and tried to sell knives. They kept me at a limited sales capacity because of the way I approach people, the way I interact. I think I come off as a bit of a sneak or a snake, somebody who's untrustworthy. So they don't want to use somebody like me as a spokesman for a product because I might have a tendency to lie or withhold truth, and it's just reality. It must be how I come off, and it might be very much my tendency because I have lied in the past. I have not told the truth. I'm not a reliable person, and I have gotten fired from many jobs for not being truthful. So it's a disorder. It's a psychological disorder in a large way. Just not being able to be honest. It's just a lack of honesty, not being upfront. I think I talked about it before, but like when I got fired from a factory job, I was like, they got mad at me for like taking advantage of like this ticket scanning system. It's kind of hard to explain, but in my dream last night, I was just like, I got told that the best they could offer me was a warehouse job, and I have gotten fired for warehouse jobs for being dishonest. It's not a matter of stealing products from the company. What I got accused of was stealing time, allocating the time cards or something. And I've been dealing with this just this disregard for those rules all my life. I guess it's a fault. It comes from a large part of just not having rules as a kid. Nobody really enforced any serious rules against me, so I was just making up my own rules, and I'm not in and out of jail or anything. I'm not really pushing the issue with that. Just more ethical rules, I guess. Just not really having any real focus, any skills. That's what I come out of as the low wage gap, a low wage area. Come out of a trailer court. There weren't a lot of like tools or anything to really work with. It's lack of skill and all that. And I don't know if it was like a lack of motivation to use skills or just the lack of resources. I'm trying to, how do you build up a skill set with the lack of resources? Okay, when you're constantly trying to live as a minimalist, because that's pretty much my early training in the trailer courts, was living as a minimalist with the very, very bare essentials, and to build skills out of a minimalist lifestyle. I just not really striving to make all kinds of money. No, I kind of wanted to make money just with the least amount of effort possible. And I approached it by trying to have my money work for me. And what skill set do you build for that? You don't really. It's like watching stocks and trying to buy and sell at the perfect points, without really being in the mix and knowing how the businesses operate and stuff. You really it's called gambling. I was a big gambler with the stocks. That's how stocks are. It's like just a different kind of gamble, up and down all the time, and that would play with my emotions too. So I was just a different kind of gambler, and attaching my emotions to how certain stocks did. And I developed no skills, especially when I lost it all. It went downhill. And what gamblers have skill sets? There's nothing that I could think of that'd be transferable there to anything that's practical. But having skills takes resources. I mean, and I'm kind of I'm not trustworthy with resources. I get in these bad attitudes. I don't like how sugar is being traded, sugar extracts, and I want to protest as much as I can against any more trades with sugar. I just want it to stop. I want sugar to become illegal, the sugar extracts, and just everybody can get their health back in order. I mean, my skill sets would be considered domestic, since I'm focusing on just trying to just feed myself, just try to take care of myself. Although I'm not doing great, but I mean, nutritionally, I'm trying. Physically, I'm kind of trying. I'm trying to see how I can get physically fit living out of my car, and it's not really working as well as I would like. All right, my health is up and down. I mean, I'm not right now. I don't feel sickly, but I'm not achieving what I used to. When I used to be able to go to the gym and put on all kinds of strength. Although I injured myself in the gym, and I don't suffer those same injuries living out of my car. At least it's like I would bench press too much. I would get into too many routines of doing the same thing. It's that repetitive stress disorder, and my shoulders would come out of all that bench pressing. It really sore and painful. And I was always so frustrated about that, because I just wanted to continue to bench. I just wanted to bench, because it's just a kind of a good feeling. and when I was in the Gold's Gym in Eau Claire once, I had this guy approach me telling me that he needed shoulder surgery, and he was probably about 58. He's older, and he wanted me to spot him on the bench. and he's like, yeah, I still get pain from benching. Some people get into those habits. It's just they can't break. You gotta continue doing what you've always done as a kid. Working out feels good, and almost any exercise is gonna feel good. But you get into that repetitive routine, and you want to keep doing like the same exercises. They just lead to injury without much compensation. But besides that, I was talking about being dishonest, and I don't dream every night, and I don't have these premonitions every night. So just pondering this problem of I ponder my disorder fairly regularly. I just think, wow, if I could have figured out my personality better. I am happy traveling. I like getting out and seeing different things, going to the different museums and seeing all the buildings. I mean, if this is like 200 years ago during Lewis and Clark, I think I would have enjoyed having a gun and going around and hunting off the land. And I enjoy cooking. I enjoy getting out and exploring. And modern day lives today for doing that is something you find in video games. That's why I enjoyed playing World of Warcraft so much, getting out there and finding them mine loads or killing them high level animals and skinning them. Skinning them actually felt good. Do I have a disorder? Or is it that now the people who have my kind of personality need to phase out so we can move on to the next phase of having a high human population that's well comfortable with serving each other? Because my personality is one that was designed for a different kind of lifestyle of moving around and just living off the land and stuff. I really enjoy learning about the different herbs and all that. It's just, that's not so much an option now. Or it is an option. It's just, I walk by so many like dandelions and stuff, and I'd consider boiling up some leaves and eating them, but those dandelions do so much better on the sidewalks than anywhere else. And that's not good, like 100 years ago when there's a lot more dirt roads, fewer cars. You could pick the dandelions off the side of the road without having to worry about rubber getting in there, without gas leaks, oil leaks, running off the side of the road and into the plants. I try to, they say you can only pick plants 100 yards away so you have the healthiest. Dandelions don't do that. These dandelions love human activity. They came over from Europe and just thrived around human activity, breaking up the soil and all that. And it's just, that's what makes me sneaky, is that I enjoy going out and picking dandelions or something. It's just, that's about it. I like picking something without having to ask for it, and it's just pathetic what I'm talking about here.